Hello there and welcome to our show. My name is Lou Wieland. I publish the official relocation guides on Atlanta that are distributed by the First Multiple Listing Service of Atlanta. They are on my website, atlantacommunityprofiles.com. They are also on the FMLS website, fmls.com. Um, and the Cobb version is on the Cobb Realtors Association, cobbrealtors.com. Is that, I believe it's cobbrealtorsassociation.com. And basically, they're about Atlanta. We have 5 publications, one for Cobb County in partnership with the Cobb Association of Realtors, one for Gwinnett with the Gwinnett Chamber of Commerce, one for inside the perimeter, one for Atlanta, and one for North Fulton with the North Fulton Chamber of Commerce. And basically, they are chock full of information about the metro area. I'm also a commercial realtor with KM Commercial, KW Commercial, sorry, dyslexic. Anyway, my website for that is louwheeland.com, and if you have any interest in investment real estate, I can help you with that. And today our guest is Jenea Kennedy. Welcome back to the show, Jenea. Great to have you back on the show. And basically, we did an abbreviated interview about a month or so ago, and today we're going to try to do a little more in-depth interview. And Jenea is the president of the Cobb Association of Realtors. It's in the 2020 year. And what a time to be president. I'm sure if you could pick a year, this would not be the year with the unusual market. There's your article in the magazine that we have, Cobb Association of Realtors, whereby you describe the association and gives a little bit of information about buying and selling real estate. And Jenea is also an associate broker at Engel and Volkers Atlanta, and she was the 2014 Realtor of the Year for the Cobb Association of Realtors. She's just coming off the biggest residential sale in the history of Atlanta, $15 million, along with her team leader, Lisa Robinson. So congratulations, Jenea. What a phenomenal project that must have been. But Jenea, why don't you just help people understand? We did an interview earlier with the president of FMLS. Help people understand what is the Cobb Association of Realtors, and how are you distinguished from the First Multiple Listing Service? Just interviewed with Jeremy Crawford, the CEO of that organization.
Yes, thank you for having me again, Lou. I really appreciate this opportunity, and I absolutely love Jeremy with FMLS. So as you all just heard, FMLS is a multiple listing services that provides lots of valuable information regarding properties, the state of the market, etc. The Cobb Association of Realtors, we are a group of realtors who come together, and in order to be considered a realtor, you have to be affiliated with a local real estate association. And so Cobb has about over 2,000 members. And so we have 2,000 realtors who represent our association. And we have 4 areas that we like to focus on. We like to advance the rights of our property owners. We do that by getting engaged with what we call RPAC, our Realtor Political Action Committee, where we fight for private property rights. Another mission that we have is to advance the prosperity of our community. We do things out in the community, such as giving donations, helping build habitat homes. We recently just donated over 15 or close to $15,000 to local charities such as Safe Path, Habitat for Humanity. We gave to Make-A-Wish Foundation and a few other organizations, Must Ministries. So that was an awesome feeling. And we did that by raising monies from our golf tournament. So we did a wonderful job there. We also advanced the integrity of our profession. And as I mentioned, in order to be a member, you have to be a realtor. And realtors are held by the code of ethics. And so we offer code of ethics classes for our members so that they can stay on top of everything that they need to stay on top of in this industry. And lastly, we like to advance the success of our members. We do so by holding networking functions. We host a series of education classes and panels with industry leaders, such as Jeremy with FMLS. And so that's pretty much what our association does. And I do have the honor to be the president for 2020. Definitely a different year, but also was awarded the Realtor of the Year this year as well. So I'm excited to mention that.
That's extremely awesome.
Thank you.
2014 and 2020. Um, the price of detached homes in Cobb County is up a whopping 41% over the last 5 years. And in August, and that's of detached, by the way. And in August, the average price of a detached home in Cobb County was $395,000 versus $237,500 5 years ago. And given that kind of spectacular rise, would you say this is a good time to buy or sell real estate?
Absolutely, yes. Definitely a great time to sell. I think homeowners who have been sitting and waiting for their opportunity, now is the time to go ahead and list your home. There's very limited inventory in the market right now. So buyers are out there trying to take advantage of the low interest rates that we have. So, but there's no inventory. So if you are a seller or a homeowner and you have ever given any thought to selling, I would suggest going ahead and putting your house on the market because there are plenty of buyers trying to take advantage of these rates today.
So, Jenea, we'd like to pick your brain on if you could be objective and tell people how do they would pick an agent. Don't just say they would pick you, but I know you would be an outstanding choice. But in general, what would you give people? What would you say to people when they say, "What are the criteria to use in selecting an agent?"
Right.
Right. So definitely pick me. No, I'm just kidding. Um, so if you're looking to sell your home, you should definitely focus on an agent who has experience in that area, who has experience with listing properties and has strong negotiation skills and knows how to maneuver this type of market because you're going to get multiple offers, especially if your home is priced well and shows well. And so you want to make sure that you're selecting an agent who knows how to decipher offers and has that skill set. Someone who also is going to not just say, because the market is so great, let's just throw some pictures up, on the internet and see who we get. No, you need to have an agent or a realtor, I say, who's going to continue to follow their process as if the market weren't so outstanding. And what I mean by that is hiring someone who's going to have a professional photographer photograph your home. If you're looking to hire a buyer's agent, you want someone again who has strong negotiating skills, who knows how to maneuver the market, and who knows the area. You don't want an agent who is, not familiar with the area that you want to move into because you want to be aware of those things that you can't see. And so, someone who can give you additional insight will be helpful.
I should have started this earlier in this question, but I wondered if you would just take, I know Barry would love to have me ask this question, the president, the executive director of Cobb Association. What would you say to agents when they would ask you, why would I join the Cobb Association of Realtors?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, if you want to be a member of the National Association of Realtors and call yourself a realtor, you have to join somewhere, right? So you may as well associate yourself with our organization because of the mission that I just read off that, we do great things in the community And we're 2,000 members, but it doesn't feel like 2,000 members because it's a very much a family atmosphere. The leadership team that we have, they are so dynamic and so awesome, and we all work so well together. We have over 20 committees that you can join. So if you have a passion in a certain area, we have a place for you at our association. You're not going to feel overwhelmed. We're going to give you as much as you can take, and you can come in, you can come out and do as much as you can, and back off, and then come back when you're ready again and have more time. The networking opportunities that you are afforded when you associate with our association is so amazing. I can just share, of course, all realtors have to be objective when they're submitting offers to their clients. But if you're in a multiple offer situation and the listing agent knows your name because they've worked side by side with you during volunteer work, you may have an edge or an advantage. Or when a deal may go rocky or get a little shaky, being able to call the broker because you work with them at the association and say, hey, what's going on with this person? Can you help me out? Those are some of the things that I've benefited from, outside of just doing the volunteer work. It's the relationships that I've just, it's immeasurable to me. Some of my best friends are members of this association, and we travel together. We go to conferences and conventions together, and it's a great experience. And so I think you should definitely, I would tell someone, definitely give us a try because we are a family and it's a great atmosphere.
Jenea, how are we doing with the COVID-19, and what kind of advice would you give buyers and sellers and agents in this unusual environment in terms of buying and selling real estate?
So this is my advice for everyone, every situation, every scenario. I think it fits. I have said, don't panic, just pivot. So don't panic, pivot, do something different, figure out another way. So buyers who want to buy, it's not a lot of inventory. Don't panic, pivot. Have an agent, ask your agent to door knock or send a letter to neighbors in a community that you want to move into. If you're a seller, don't panic, pivot. Figure out a way to make sure that you can get buyers in your home safely. So is that only having showings during a certain time of day so that you can wipe down everything afterwards? If you're a realtor, don't panic, pivot. Figure out a way that you can connect with past clients or create new opportunities for you. There are a ton of things that you can do to be successful in this market, whether you're a buyer, seller, or realtor. Just don't panic. Figure out a way and pivot.
Jenea, would you help people understand a little more about the virtual showings and how that has helped and played a part in real estate purchase and sales this year and going forward?
Yeah, so now more than ever, virtual tours have been very, very popular. They used to be popular, of course, when you have an out of town client who wants to see a home. But now, because of the pandemic, homeowners are able to, in some cases, go room by room and see a 360 view of that property. And so that would be another tool that you would want your listing agent to have, someone that's representing you, to make sure that there are ample and or great videos of your property on the market, because in some cases people are afraid to go out or to have their home shown, multiple times. So the use of Matterport in those 360 videos is something that you should definitely incorporate if you're a listing agent, or if you're a seller, you should ask your agent if they're going to provide that for you. And then, of course, if that is not an option, a buyer's agent can certainly go and FaceTime you and, walk you through the house if you're a buyer who can't get out for whatever reason. But for the most part, listing agents and sellers want you to look at the house, look at the pictures, and look at the videos before you actually go in person to the home. And so they've become very important, a very important part of the process.
Cobb County is a large county, we know, with a kind of a diverse property price range.
Mhm.
Which areas do you think are poised best for the future? When people would ask you, or would you recommend any particular part or area? Or Marietta Square seems to be booming, for example.
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you offer people who maybe just come maybe from out of town, who knows, or whatever?
I know that's such a loaded question. I have so many different ways that we could go. It really just depends on, what they're looking for and what their interests are. Marietta, of course, is probably, the most popular city in Cobb. I would think they've had the most closed sales in the last 90 days. Almost half of the sales in Cobb come from Marietta. Ackworth is very much on the rise. Mapleton is also, they have a lot of great things planned for Mapleton. So it would be an opportunity to come in now and then possibly reap, the benefits on the back end if you're able to withstand the time, basically. Smyrna is very, very consistent. And Kennesaw is also great. I mean, really, you can't go wrong with any of the places, but if you're looking to be close to the city or closer to the city, you may want to consider Smyrna, Vinings, Mableton. If you don't mind traveling or you want to be, on a different side of town, you may try Kennesaw, Ackworth, Marietta. It just really depends on the interest of the homeowner, what they're trying to accomplish. Do they want to focus on, schools and test scores? They nightlife. I mean, there's so many different questions I have that would I need to know the answers to before I could actually answer that correctly for each person.
Well, my magazine, Cobb Association of Realtors Community Profiles, is a good way to learn about the different areas. And there's an article by Jenea in there. But we take you through all of the different areas that she mentioned. We talk about the business environment. We have some maps in there. We talk about profile all of the counties in the community. We talk about the schools. And generally, if you would like it, you could pick up a copy from your agent. Ask your agent for a copy. It's on my website, atlantacommunityprofiles.com. They're at the Cobb Association of Realtors as well, and atlantacommunityprofiles.com. But so, Jenea, what impact would you say the interest rates are having on the economy and the real estate market, and what does it look like going forward?
I think that the interest rates have had a very positive impact, of course, on the housing market because it created more opportunities for people to purchase. There are people who may not have been able to buy at a certain price point, but now they can. So when you have a lower interest rate, your monthly payment, well, let me say it this way. If you want to pay $2,000 a month for a mortgage payment, you can afford more home with a lower interest rate than you can if the rates were higher. So it has definitely helped people who want to maybe purchase a little bit more home. They've been given that opportunity with the low rates, and people who may not have normally been able to buy in general are able to buy because now it's more affordable because of the low rates. So definitely a positive impact on the market.
Well, we have a unique market, and it's really good that we have you in there this year as president. We need to have somebody who's so well knowledgeable and experienced. And what do you think that the COVID-19 is shaping in the future in any manner? Do you think overall any changes that you see forecast in terms of prevention, say, of the spread of disease or issues, or what are we doing to learn from this experience going forward? Anything in particular, I know is everybody's a lot more careful. Everybody's wearing a mask, social distancing. How are these factors playing a role in the real estate sales industry at this time and going forward?
I think that, early on, everyone was, full of anxiety, a bundle of nerves. No one really knew what to do, how to move, not move. I think as the days go by, we're learning more and more about the pandemic, and people are pivoting the way that they need to. And also, if you absolutely have to move, then there's opportunities for you to do so safely. If you, are just thinking about it and you don't really have to, you can get with a realtor and just test the market and see if now is a good time for you or not. But just continue to remain safe. I wish I had a crystal ball and knew, what the aftermath was going to be for this virus, and how long we're going to have to deal with this, and wear masks and gloves and sanitize like crazy. But I don't. And so I'm just taking things day by day. I'm really trying to stay on top of, the news, and listening to our Lawrence Young, our economic strategist from NAR, and just, tracking the market and seeing how this is affecting us, and, what's going to be the effect in the next 90 days, 180 days, the next year. I don't know where we're going to be, but I am keeping my finger on the pulse and just trying to stay ahead of what's going to happen versus, being reacting to what has happened. I like to be proactive, but with this virus, it's a little hard for me.
And for everybody, not
I
just you.
know.
And you're not alone, as they say. Um, what kind of questions are you getting from buyers and sellers these days? What just kind of what are some of the key questions that people are asking you?
Mostly about property values. What are their properties worth? Is now a good time to buy or sell? How long do we think we're going to be in this market? How long are rates going to be low? Another thing that I get asked all the time is, will there be foreclosures? As a result of people losing their jobs and then possibly losing their homes. I think so, but I haven't seen it yet, because, of course, there has been a pause on foreclosures. So we haven't been able to really tell if there are going to if they're affecting the market or not. So I'm watching that too, because I know there's a lot of investors who are out there ready to just, purchase some properties that they can sit on and then eventually, sell. So I'm watching that as well. I hope that we don't have another recession as a result of this. I don't see that happening, but you just never know. And so that's something that I get asked all the time.
Well, great to have you on the show again, Jenea. It's always a pleasure, and congratulations on Realtor of the Year again, a second year in a span of 2 years, and then passed out of the last, what, six? So, Cobb Association of Realtors,
Yeah.
Realtor of the Year. We're very proud of you, and we appreciate the outstanding job that you've done at the Cobb Association of Realtors this year. So, thank you, and have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for watching and listening on the show today. It's on my website, atlantacommunityprofiles.com. It's we will be sending it out to you via email, and if you would like to receive it by email, please let me know, Lou at louwhelan.com. Thank you very much, Jenea, and thank you for listening. Have a great day.
Thank you.